That's the Trailer Park Boys. Give me 1 second, I'll be right with you. I'm pulling up Mark Sargent's channel. I just want to check something.
This is your brain.
Oh, that's your brain. Interesting. I'll get back to that. I don't want to get too sidetracked. Okay. Let me. Show my camera. Greetings all. According to Globe Believers, the reason all maps are distorted, apart from yours truly, is that you can't express the surface of a sphere onto a flat plane. If you look at the map produced by Buckminster Fuller, first he produced converted the sphere into a 12-sided shape, and then opened that. I think it was 12-sided. Like I mentioned in the last Hangouts, I was going to draw my globe, and this is my globe. This is the globe. You can see the distortions are gone from the land masses. This is the globe, literally translated into a 2D surface. But you see, you can only do it in a North Polar way. If I wanted, or if you wanted to add Antarctica, you would then do a small portion of Antarctica here, a small portion here, and a small portion here. This is supposed to be impossible to do. Now, after this Hangout, Globalings will say, we never said it was impossible. This is supposed to have been impossible to do. It wasn't impossible at all. They don't know what they're talking about. And for those who doubt, these are the various different portions that I drew. So, spent all day doing that, by the way. Flat Earther does the impossible. That's supposed to be impossible to do. This is the globe. As you see, I traced all of the areas so that it would be easier for me to look. See, all of them have a black outline. Okay. That's supposed to be impossible, folks. It's supposed to be impossible, according to the Globalings. But as we see, it isn't at all. All it took was for somebody to go, I don't think that's impossible, and try. And that's what I did. By the way, George Biddell Airy discussed how to draw a map with the least number of evils. That's what he said in one of the old philosophical journals. And he described doing lots and lots and lots of circles from the Earth, from around the Earth, and combining them all. That's what I did. So, those are not very impossible. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is not going to be a marathon, by the way. First, I'm going to show you what some Globalings say is not true, it doesn't exist, there's no evidence of. And that's how South America used to be farther away from Africa. This is not proof of that. No, you mean you haven't found any proof of that. Now you're going to see proof of that. Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to screen share. Greetings, everybody in the chat. I can't see the chat right now. Actually, I don't know if the stream is going out okay or not. Let me double check. That's coming up. That's what I'm going to show now. Here's the chat. I'm going to split it. Okay, greetings, everybody. Nice to see you. Okay. Remember, folks, until today, what I just showed you was supposed to be impossible. Well, it's not impossible. Now, until apparently today, there was no evidence of the globe having South America farther away from Africa and more southerly from North America, so more under North America rather to its east. Watch. I'm going to play it several times. There's South America. It's rotating on a vertical axis. Whoa, look at this distance to Africa. Good heavens. Now it's rotating the other way around because they're depicting a plane going around it. Okay. Around the equator. Let me go back and show you when that's from. 1922 to 1925, Universal Pictures. So some people, especially uneducated, stupid Globalings, will say, they didn't know anything back then. You might want to check at those dates and then look at your guru, Einstein. Now, here's South America. Here is Africa now. Here, where I'm drawing with my cursor, is Africa now. Can you see how it used to be farther away? Huh. It's peculiar, isn't it? It's almost like some flat earthers are not just full of it. Next, I'm going to show something that I can't quite accept that I'm seeing. It was posted by Bia A yesterday. I didn't look at it during the Hangout. I'm going to show it again. I didn't look at it during the Hangout. It's in Spanish. I will not play the audio. I will just show this one particular, actually I showed two things, but it's in particular, I'm going to focus on one single thing. You see, when I published my map, I said sooner or later these curved longitudes will be confirmed. Well, lo and behold, it's been less than 6 months since I published it. You're going to see confirmation today. And then the Globalings will say, oh, no, it's not confirmation. It's like, okay, explain then. So here we go. Here's a, oh, right, wait, let me pause. Let me go back a tiny bit more now, and I'll point something out. Remember, guys, what I was saying about the V shape between Miami, Quito, and Fort Worth? So I'm going to try and pause as soon as possible. There, okay, as soon as pretty much visible. The axis is vertical, okay? This is rotating on a vertical. It's not tilted one way or another. Here is Miami. As it is now, you fly 2 degrees east to Quito. That means almost directly south, but 2 degrees east, tiny bit east to Quito or Quito. You used to, on globes, you think, oh, you fly this way to Quito and then this way to Fort Worth, just like on my map, just like shown by the guy who did the flight from Miami to Quito and from Quito to Fort Worth. That's why South America is how it is on my map. But the main reason for showing this is this huge space in the Atlantic that Globalings think, no, was never true. And like I said, Globalings might be tempted to say, oh, it was so old, it's so long ago, they didn't know anything. It's like, well, then, if they didn't know anything, take all the things you thought you knew about Einstein and throw them in the bin. Just do that. Just go ahead. Throw them in the bin. Now, let me close this and go on to this. Now, this was shared on this channel, La Caja de Pandora, Pandora's Box, 750K. I don't know if it's a flat earther, doesn't matter. What they're showing is very interesting. Now, this is, as you see here, NexRad, which is satellites, a combination of data gathering devices from the US. So it's the US government, US National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and a whole group through the army, through the a whole bunch of different stuff. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the shape of the Terminator. You're going to see the Terminator. I'm going to play it real time. I think it's set to real time. Yes. Now, the real time that we're going to see is obviously speeded up. So I'm going to play it first, real time. What's being discussed is how the weather formations over Iberia are not natural. That's what's being discussed in the video. Let me move ahead of time there. I want you to notice the crescent shape of the terminator. There is no justifying this on a globe. There is no way that the globe should show the crescent shape you're going to see for the terminator. We'll just wait until I show it. I don't want to move around. Are you seeing? It's a crescent shape. She's going to play it several times. Okay, I mean, is the Earth concave, or is that a crescent-shaped terminator? And it is not a consistent crescent, which is what I show on my map. It's not, the longitudes are not consistently equidistant and the same curve. Huh, that's interesting. So I'm going to play it in slow motion. See if I can slow down. I wasn't expecting this, guys, by the way. I wasn't expecting this to come out or to see this evidence. Then people might say, oh no, it's all just a nonsense. Oh, okay, you can say everything that you like. You can say anything you want. You're still seeing what you're seeing. I'm waiting for them to come again. And then I will play frame by frame. And then I will move back just slightly to see one of the other points that was made by the woman speaking. Okay, so here comes the terminator on the left. Can you see how that's a crescent? So now it's less of a crescent. If anybody wants to pay attention to how many times the time zones changed in Libya, you'll be amazed. You will be absolutely amazed. And can you see that that's a crescent too? You will be amazed at how many times the time zone of Libya changed. Let's see again. I would love to see the other, the morning. I'm just tapping my come on, sooner or later. Okay, tapping a bit quicker. I'll do a rhythm. I'll send the Morse code to the aliens. Aliens, time to come. Hey, that looks like an old man looking to the left with a very receding hairline, white hair, cheekbone, eyebrow, nose, beard. Maybe he's holding something up. I don't know. Anyway. I'll just play it. Okay, here it comes. Can you see that that's a crescent? Now it's straighter. Now it's more crescent. Now it's still a crescent. Crescent. Crescent, although it's looking slightly straighter. And this is not what the woman wasn't highlighting this, by the way. She didn't highlight the crescent. She's highlighting simply the weather, the cloud formations. Now I'm going to show something she shows earlier in the video, which is this. Some of you might have seen these before, which are these interestingly shaped icebergs. Okay, first, This straight line on the left of your screen, I'm sorry about the poor quality, on the left of your screen, that straight line, that's an actual straight line. That's interesting. Didn't know there were such straight lines in the Arctic Circle. Again, apologies for the poor quality. Let me move it to real time. Okay, see this incredibly straight line? So, okay, so the top is very flat. Well, we know that water is very flat, but it's the straightness of the cut. Here's another incredibly straight cut. And all of this alongside a very long straight cut. And then we're going to see a straight cut between these two blocks of ice. And another very straight cut back there. And another, well, it goes on this way. Now, what the woman is saying is she suspects these are being cut by lasers. We don't know what they're being cut by. We don't know. We know that they're separated. We don't know what's separating them. We know that they are separated, though. That's absolutely sure. Are they separated by some natural phenomenon? Very unlikely, like incredibly unlikely. So now we'll stop screen sharing that. Now I'm in Mark Sargent's page. I'm looking. I don't know. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Karen B losing her flat Earth mind. Something. Don't know what that's about. I haven't listened to these. That's interesting. I'm not seeing that Karen B voiced smear. That's interesting. It's almost like Mark Sargent isn't pushing that smear. Now, Mark Sargent might be an agent, might not. Very likely to be an agent, but if you don't know for sure, then you don't know for sure. One thing that you can say for him is that when he heard that this Logan Paul was going to be at the conference, and he resented that Logan Paul had been invited in the first place, because Logan Paul had done this dirty trick thing where he went to Japan to where they have this apparent suicide forest, and either filmed a corpse or pretended to, made a something to film as if it was a corpse for clicks, for hits. And Mark resented that. This is the story. Mark didn't like that. He thought that was just absolutely, completely inappropriate. So he pretty much stormed off. Maybe Mark has some scruples and he's like, I'm not spreading this smear. Interesting, huh? Okay, now I'm looking in the chat. Oh, somebody was mentioning Pete and Peter and their discovery about water. Yes, totally. I covered that in my previous channel when I first came out of it. I've communicated with one of them, and we'll be reading their book. When I finish writing my book, I'll be reading their book to see if there's anything that I can that is applicable. I don't want to read it now in case it makes my job much bigger. So because I am, after all, a bit lazy. Go for it, Randy. Mark called her a witch too, that same vid. Don't know who you mean. The imposter or Karen B, I don't know. Courageous perhaps, but you instantly discredit your views in the eyes of the public. What, K-Pan 444, what does that? Courageous, but you instantly discredit your views in the eyes of the public. I don't know what. This is when I go into the chat and I see lots of pieces of conversations. Okay, Indio 007 says, whatever happened to the 24-hour sun tracking live streams from the other deleted channel? Did you ever retain them? No, they're gone. I looked through my through the flash drive that somebody sent me, didn't find them. Do you still have your older videos of the group effort, Eratosthenes measurements? And if yes, any chance you can upload them? No, I don't. The very last one was wasn't done on my channel. It was done on a channel that was made specifically for it, called the Sun Tracking channel. Maybe that channel is still there. Maybe it's gone altogether. I don't know. Don't know. I'm looking. Anyway, I'm looking in the chat. I'm reading the chat, folks. I'm scrolling back. Oh. Oh, okay. What else did I want to cover? I think I've covered pretty much what I wanted to cover. Where can you get my book? You can't get it right now. It's out of print. And then somebody else. Yes, I am. I'm saving. I'm saving for it. The people who printed it for me went bust. So they still have an online service where I can have everything done through online, but I liked the personal touch, so I don't know. I might see if I can go with somebody else. There's also a possibility of me buying a super duper printing machine and printing and binding them myself, although that would be a lot more work, but it will also be less cost. Well, once the cost for the machine, because they're kind of expensive. But yeah, there you go. Let go, we create time, or time does not exist. What happens to us? You'll have to read my next serious book, because the next book I'll be publishing. Oh, right, sorry, let me cover that. One way or another, I will be creating more runs, more prints of the Book of the Sun, for those asking. And when I do, I will let everybody know. And they'll be available through, in Britain, I'm not so sure about US and Canada, but in Britain, they will be in the main bookstores. I'm not sure about the US. And also through my website. Jay Savoy. Who's Jay Savoy here? Oh, wait. Yes, thank you. Danny Diesel just wrote, try using a negative filter on the moon lander pictures. I'm going to share a video. Thanks for that. You've just reminded me of something that I did want to show. This comes from Sub Johnny. It's something that the first videos I ever made, first ever flat Earth videos I made, were about the moon and its illumination angle. Because the moon's illumination angle does not concord with the moon receiving light from the sun. You have to remember, between the sun and the moon, there's no atmosphere. Not unless you now believe that new old study that says that the moon is now inside our atmosphere. But barring that, there wouldn't be enough atmosphere out there anyway. The light from the sun, according to the heliocentric model, is arriving at the moon directly, not circuitously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a video that was passed to me earlier today about this very topic. It's one of the simplest things to show people, but globelings will twist their melons. There's an expression in Britain, to twist one's melon. They will twist their melon and they will say, moon, light coming from not the sun, it must be our orientation on the globe. It's like, you can't do that. You can't just move your orientation and say that your orientation doesn't affect the moon's position and where the moon appears to receive the sun. Geometrically, it's 100% impossible. And that's a real impossible. Not like it's impossible to draw the features of a sphere on a flat plane, which I just showed at the start of this Hangout. So I'm going to screen share. It's very simple, and if you want to show it to anybody else, just take literally a piece of string, make it a long piece of string. Yeah. Take a piece of string that you can hold like this, and hold it at the sun and at the moon, and see where the moon's light is supposedly coming from, and you'll see it's not coming from the sun at all. It never appears to be coming from the sun. Okay, so I'm sharing. Here we go.
Again, look, вот сейчас хорошо видно. Moon. Okay, sun should be here. No sun. No sun even on the horizon. That's great. Hold camera parallel to ground. Go like this. Now go up. Moon. Sunlight. Where? Now I turn camera like this. Sunlight should be here. No sun at all. Okay. Okay, no sun. There is no visible sun. Camera parallel to the ground. Turn right. Now up. This is the moon. Where is light source? Somewhere over here. That's crazy. So light source is 10 o'clock, right?
Logically speaking, or using things like geometry, it would be in this direction towards 10 o'clock.
Go down, horizon, go here, no sun. No sun. No sun at all on the sky, no visible sun. Below horizon. Sun below horizon. Moon shows not down, moon shows light sources up, above horizon.
What he's showing is brilliant because the sun is not even there. If you show it when the sun is there, people will say, oh, well, because it's like, no, look, between you, the moon, and the sun, you make a triangle. That's the relationship between you, the moon, and the sun when the sun is visible. So when the sun is visible, you can say, okay, draw the triangle that shows you where the light of the moon is coming from.
It's clear.
Yes, it is
Camera
clear.
parallel to the ground. No sun in the sky. Moon shows 10 o'clock. It's light source. That's it. Let's say horizon would be 9 o'clock. Light source.
Yeah. So thanks for prompting that, Danny Diesel. Oh God, I was not sharing my screen. Oh, sorry guys. I will show it again. Like I said this time, well, not show it again. Show it. Dagnabbit. It did tell me I was screen sharing. Huh. Anyway, just bear with me. Okay, pause. And this time I will look at the stream, make sure it's visible. Yes, it did definitely tell me that I was screen sharing. Okay, so start screen share. Okay, great. Right, here we go.
Вот again, look, вот сейчас хорошо видно. Moon. Okay, sun should be here. No sun. No sun even on the horizon. That's great. Hold camera parallel to ground. Go like this. Now go up. Moon. Sunlight. Where? Now I turn camera like this, sunlight should be here. Oh. No sun at all. Not here. Okay, no sun. There is no visible sun. Camera parallel to the ground, turn right. Now up. This is the moon. Where is light source? Somewhere over here. It's crazy. So light source is 10 o'clock. Right? Go down, horizon. Go here, no sun. No sun. No sun at all on the sky. No visible sun. Below horizon. Sun below horizon. Moon shows not down. Moon shows light sources up above horizon. It's clear. Camera parallel to the ground. No sun in the sky. Moon shows 10 o'clock. Light source. Let's say horizon would be 9 o'clock. Light source.
Smashing. I'm going to share another video. Muchísimas gracias, PIA. Por cierto, si acabas de entrar, he enseñado el vídeo que me pasaste ayer. Al principio. Okay, here we go. You're seeing this video with me. I haven't seen this video before.
Good evening to you. My name is Jesse R. Johnson. I would like to show you something very odd. Up above me is the sun. Bright and beautiful, ain't it? This is the sun. Now, I'm going to turn my back on the sun. Turn my back on the sun, straight from it, and right between here is the moon. Right between there is the moon. I can't even see it on this camera. It's not so clear on this camera, but nonetheless, the moon is up inside of here, right up inside here. And I'm going to turn the camera toward the ground. Turn it toward the ground. Now, what you see is that this folder, this one here, right there,
directly away from the sun.
This one here is equal to my shadow as a straight line. You see it?
Yeah.
Through my shadow's head is a straight line. The one next to it, right here, this one here, is pointing exactly toward the moon, such as this, toward the moon. Hold on. I'm going to point the camera toward the moon. Right up in here. The moon is very light blue. Very light blue right now. Right up in this bow. Right up in this bow right here. It's blue. You probably very hard to see it right now because it is light blue, but it's there. And the thing is this. If you look at the angle of the papers, of the envelopes, you see they make about a 15-degree angle. So that means 15 from 80 equals, what is that? 15 from 80 equals 65. That means that if I turn my camera 165 degrees all the way around, I will have it pointing toward the sun. So the thing is this. How is it that the moon is half moon on the top? It's half moon on its top and black, so to speak, on its bottom here. How is that possible when the sun and the moon are facing each other with only a 15-degree difference from their complete facing, which would be almost inconsequential to not have the sun completely shine its light on the face itself of the moon. How is that possible? It is not. It means that the sun would have to be directly on top of the moon, directly on top of it. And no light would be able to get under the bottom because the sun would be in the other part of the sky up here shining downward on top. But it is not. It is 165 to 170 degrees in front of it and not giving it a full moon facing, a full moon, a full facing moon, all lit up, which means that how is that possible that the moon is not lit up under its bottom? Wait a minute, let me make certain I got it. Under its bottom, but only lit up on its top when the sun would have to be on top of it here and nothing on the bottom.
Very good. It's not possible. Let's hear further explanation. Geometrically speaking, it's not possible. Just like this Selenilian eclipse is also, geometrically speaking, not possible.
That's correct. The sun is behind me because of my shadow. Behind me. Because my shadow is pointing forward like that. It's behind me. It might be up above me, of course, but it is behind me. And the moon is in front of me. And the moon and the sun are virtually no more higher than each other.
So if we place him on a sphere, it's still, it is geometrically impossible. There are moon phases that are absolutely geometrically impossible.
In their respective positions at this moment, even if you think the earth is supposedly turning, it does not explain how the moon can be a half moon in the sense of a dark bottom and it lit up top at the same time.
Remember what I was saying about a triangle? So if you place a triangle at his camera and a straight line that goes to the moon, and then from him, when he turns round, a straight line that goes to the sun, and then from the sun, no matter what distance you want to place it away, to the moon, it doesn't work.
What most likely is the case is simple enough, is that the moon has its own internal light, internally lit somehow. The moon is not what it appears. And I want to thank everyone for watching and listening. Oh yes, it is at this moment 9:30 a.m. in the morning, 9:30 a.m. in the morning on a clear day, clear sky. And this is Pacific Daylight Time in Berkeley, California. Berkeley, California. Now, I would like to thank everyone for their time and to have a good day.
Cool. I like that, dude. I'm gonna subscribe to him. There. Okay. So anybody who has clear skies can see this. Anybody. So Pia muchísimas gracias. Thank you. Shalom, where? Don't tell me I wasn't screen sharing. Wait a sec. Yes, I was. Whew. I thought I wasn't screen sharing that. Wait a sec. Yes, I was. Shalom, your screen. What about my screen? You're not sharing your screen. Wait, have I gone back? Oh, right. Sorry. Duh. I was reading old comments. 24-hour sun video from Murmansk, about 2 hours, 30 minutes long. So I have that one. Hammond Walker. I don't know. No, I mean, my video about Murmansk was a live stream, and I don't think anybody managed to get it because they pulled it. YouTube pulled it whilst it was streaming. So it was a 24-hour stream that Sergei Malsev was doing, and I was piggybacking on it, streaming it through my channel to try and reach more people. I don't recall, maybe, I don't know, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes or so. It was long enough that I saw what was going on, and long enough that I went and started doing the dishes and whatnot, and I didn't see when it was pulled. And then again, when I tried to restream, but that time I was sat at the computer when it was pulled. So yeah. So I don't know. He does have Sergei Malsev does have several on his channel, but he doesn't have that one. Hammond Walker. If you have a link to it though, I'd love to have a look. 23 likes to dislikes. Cool. Supreme Architect. Nice one. So, I didn't realize that I was sharing the screen still. I'm going to see what Danny Diesel. You mentioned earlier that you were uploading a video. Vinicius Vieira. I don't know what you mean. I don't understand. Kim Rods writes "ha" or "ja." I don't know. You get time? Must say, found something hilarious. NASA live stream by accident today. Oh, is that the one? Okay, let's have a look. But you say when I have time. Is it a long one? Let's see. Oh, it's not a long one.
This is the
Oh, I'm definitely playing that. Okay, give me a second. I love the Doors. Regardless of whether or not people say, oh, but he was an agent who was being used, and like, okay, fine. Carry on. He was being used to encourage people to not go to war. That must be evil. Right, so here you are.
This is the end.
Wait a second. Am I screen sharing? Yes, I am. Okay, guys, I'm going to screen share this. I'm going to share this. I'm going to split the screen again so that I can see that it's streaming out. Thank you very much, Danny Diesel. I'm going to play this. Then I'm going to play the very beginning of this very hangout again for those who've joined more recently, because I like doing that looping for the Growbeans that just resent the kind of thing I show. And then I'm going to bid you all good night. So here you go.
My only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands, the end. No safety, no surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again.
Let's go ahead and meet our first real live NASA intern. Come on out, Jordan.
What the heck was that chair?
Welcome. How are you? Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How are you guys? Well, we're great. We're excited excited to talk to you about what you're doing here this summer at NASA. Why don't you tell everybody your name and where you go to school? What are you studying?
So my name is Jordan Garland. I'm a biology chemistry double major with an emphasis in pre-med and a minor in psychology at Kentucky Wesleyan College.
Impressive.
It's a long title.
Outstanding. So what are you working on here at NASA this summer?
So I am lucky enough to be working on this really cool project on the astrobiology and life support branch here at NASA Ames, working with the water group. So the big issue for us is water is obviously very important in space, and we use it a lot for our technology, for life support. And so we're doing research on using nanoparticles to try to sterilize that water so that we don't run into any type of mutations that could damage the aircraft, damage, any of our life support systems.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing all summer.
So water is critical, right? Because
Yes.
when you say life support, that can be just drinking water, right?
Yes.
But then also we can make rocket fuel, I gather, from water, so it's an important resource.
We're constantly recycling.
Oh, she didn't. Did she just say they're using a Stanley Myers electrolysis system?
And we're using it, so we want to make sure it's clean.
Pee!
nothing
Why don't you
goes
drink
wrong.
pee?
So that's where my job plays in.
All right. It's a lot of important stuff.
That's very important, really cool.
Yeah. And you're really, do you feel like you're part of the mission? Because you're working, you're contributing towards the Artemis program. Do you feel that?
Yes, it's so insane. And I was talking about it yesterday. I mean, my grandparents remember the moon landing.
Do they?
The fact that my generation gets to be a part of something so amazing and this big milestone of the Artemis program is incredible. And with this internship, you really feel like you're doing work that has purpose, where you're actually hands-on and we're doing real research and we're not just getting coffee or filling out paperwork. And it's very special. I know everyone here, all the interns, have been freaking out and just loving it, that we feel like even if it's a tiny role, we get to have some sort of role for the future in space.
It's brilliant that they feel like they're actually making a difference. Everybody else in the world, none of them are making a difference. None. Forget what you're doing. But so you transport blood for blood transfusions, not even important.
Oh my God, my grandparents watched the moon landing and they believe
See
it.
about taking some questions from the chat. Okay. Well, I think this one we have answered, but it depends on this person's timing. Buster Cherry asks. Buster Cherry asks, can you pursue an internship even after graduating with an aerospace degree?
You sure can.
You sure can.
Up to 6 months after graduation.
Yes.
You can.
All
Oh
right.
my God.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. As long as you're enrolled in a degree granting program or institution, you're eligible. So that includes community college students. Another program that we urge community college students to check out is the NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars, also known as NCAS. So.
Oh,
Get here and we'll do the rest.
isn't it sad to know that Globelings look at this and they say, oh, that must be protective thermal shielding of some type. They really say that. Instead of really thinking like, wow, why does that look so dreadful? Or even thinking, hey, is that some kind of shielding of some type? Why didn't they make it out to one piece? If they needed panels to get in to possibly fix something, like they had things to fix on the outside, and they'd have to get access, well, then why not make it out to one piece and put something so that you can open it? It just makes no sense that they would have something so incredibly shoddy. And if it was thermal, wouldn't they need it to be kind of tight so that heat couldn't? It's just dreadful.
The blue bus is calling us. The blue.
This is cardboard, fellas and girls. I mean, it looks like cardboard to me. And look at this. I mean, I showed this before, but God.
Is calling us. Travel where you take it up. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Too late. You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare. With a man who's the best. With guns, with knives, with his bare hands. A man who's been trained to ignore pain.
Rambo.
Ignore weather. To live off the land. To eat things and to make a billy goat puke. In Vietnam, his job was to dispose of enemy personnel. To kill. Period. Win by attrition. Well, Rambo was the best. Okay, Colonel, now you got us all scared to death. What do you and the Special Forces think I ought to do about your psycho out there? Let him go. What? For now. Diffuse the whole situation. Diffuse him. Provide a little gap and let him slip through it. Then put out a nationwide APB. In a couple of weeks, you'll pick him up in Seattle or someplace working in a car wash. There'll be no fight and nobody else will get hurt. I do my own work. I don't figure the best way to do that is to close my eyes and hope he gets picked up in Seattle. Well, if you send your people in there after him, they'll get killed. You know, we're just a small hick town sheriff's department, Colonel, but we're expected to do our duty just like our heroes in the Special Forces. In Special Forces, we teach our people to stay alive in the line of duty. No shit, I never thought of that. You want a war you can't win? Are you telling me that 200 men against your boy is a no-win situation for us? You send that many, don't forget one thing. What? A good supply of body bags.
Cracking. Oh, there you go. By the way, for anybody who thinks, if there's still anybody who thinks that my channel being monetized is a way of me to get revenue, I've already explained I don't get revenue because I haven't gone through the whole process. But also, whenever songs are played, the copyright holder for the song, the people that have the rights, get any revenue from any advert that's played. And I don't resent that at all. I think they deserve it. It's their work. So anyway, there you go. Now I'm going to play the very start of this very hangout. And oh, quick, let me just have a quick look. Line of Duty. Yes. It's, I don't know if it was Goebbels who explained that, yes, they can only get away with what we tolerate. Definitely. So what's happening right now, a little bit of commentary on the whole transgender thing. Right now, they're pushing the boundary so hard that it's going to be very bad news for transgenders. I don't know if you guys heard about the guy in Canada who demanded that, I'm not even going to repeat it. Yeah, it's going to come to blood. If it carries on like this, it will come to blood. And it should come to blood. Because if it not coming to blood means the children end up being fiddled with, then let's have blood. Right, now I'm going to screen share. And I'm going to video a good night. I'm going to screen share the start of this very hangout that you're watching. For those of you who joined late. You might be thinking, what the heck is this? Flat Earther does the impossible. Yes, you're going to see right now. I will skip the Trailer Park Boys music. Yeah, okay. Volume, rewind, enjoy. Show my camera. Greetings all. according to Globe Believers, the reason all maps are distorted, apart from yours truly, is that you can't express the surface of a sphere onto a flat plane. If you look at the map produced by Buckminster Fuller, first he converted the sphere into a 12-sided shape, and then opened that, I think it was 12-sided. Like I mentioned in the last hangout, I was going to draw my globe, and this is my globe. This is the globe. You can see the distortions are gone from the map, from the land masses. This is the globe, literally translated into a 2D surface. But you see, you can only do it in a North Polar way. If I wanted, or if you wanted to add Antarctica, you would then do a small portion of Antarctica here, a small portion here, and a small portion here.
That's if you wanted to translate the globe in its entirety, including the tiny, tiny Antarctica continent.
This is supposed to be impossible to do. Now, after this hangout, Globalings will say, we never said it was impossible. This is supposed to have been impossible to do. It wasn't impossible at all. They don't know what they're talking about. And for those who doubt, these are the various different portions that I drew. So, that's all they're doing that, by the way. Flat Earther does the impossible. That's supposed to be impossible to do. This is the globe. As you see, I traced all of the areas so that it would be easier for me to look. See, all of them have a black outline. Okay. That's supposed to be impossible, folks. It's supposed to be impossible, according to the Globalings. But as we see, it isn't at all. All it took was for somebody to go, I don't think that's impossible, and try. And that's what I did. By the way, George Biddell Airy discussed how to draw a map with the least number of evils. That's what he said in one of the old philosophical journals. And he described doing lots and lots and lots of circles from the Earth, from around the Earth, and combining them all. That's what I did. So, was that not very impossible? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is not going to be a marathon, by the way. First, I'm going to show you what some Globalings say is not true, it doesn't exist, there's no evidence of. And that's how South America used to be farther away from Africa. This is not proof of that. No, you mean you haven't found any proof of that. Now you're going to see proof of that. Okay.
Remember, guys, school books are scrapped. Every now and again, school books are modernized, and I know the old ones are away. You don't need it away. So old maps in old school books, they're gone.
So bear with me. I'm going to screen share. Greetings, everybody in the chat. I can't see the chat right now.
There might be somebody who has an old school book at home, but in fact, I know that there are, because there are people in Russia that still have them, and they see it. Anyway,
I don't know if the stream is going out okay or not. Let me double check. That's coming up. That's what I'm going to show now. Here's the chat. I'm going to split it. Okay, greetings, everybody. Nice to see you. Okay. Remember, folks, until today, what I just showed you was supposed to be impossible. Well, it's not impossible. Now, until apparently today, there was no evidence of the globe having South America farther away from Africa and more southerly from North America, so more under North America, rather to its east. Watch. I'm going to play it several times. There's South America. It's rotating on a vertical axis. Whoa, look at this distance to Africa. Good heavens. Now it's rotating the other way around because they're depicting a plane going around it. Okay. Around the equator. Let me go back and show you when that's from. 1922 to 1925, Universal Pictures. So some people, especially uneducated, stupid globalings, will say, they didn't know anything back then. You might want to check at those dates and then look at your guru, Einstein. Now, here's South America. Here is Africa. Now, here, where I'm drawing with my cursor, is Africa. Now, can you see how it used to be farther away? I should say, in fact, I'm going to say that. I'm going to mute it. Where I'm tracing with the cursor is where South America is now. That's where South America is. I was just showing the distance between South America and Africa. Same thing. But now South America is, well, there. Huh. It's peculiar, isn't it? It's almost like some flat earthers are not just full of it. Next, I'm going to show something that I can't quite wrap my head around. Accept that I'm seeing. It was placed by Bia A yesterday. I didn't look at it during the hangout. I'm going to show it again. I didn't look at it during the hangout. It's in Spanish. I will not play the audio. I will just show this. 1 second. I just want to show you something else. As this rotates. Come on. I want you to notice the distance between Australia and South America as it was displayed in the old days. Wait. Apologies for the here. Oops. Here's Australia. Oh dear. It looks like South America. The time difference between South America and Africa and South America and Australia has really shifted, and in the real world it really has. How can we determine this? By looking at the history of time zones and what time zones have been going through. A combination of sorry. Devices from the US. So it's the US government, US National Oceanographic and Atmospheric. Here. I don't know if you're seeing the there you go. The woman speaking. Okay, so here comes the Terminator on the left. Can you see how that's a crescent? Now it's less of a crescent. If anybody wants to pay attention to how many times the time zones changed in Libya, you'll be amazed. You will be absolutely amazed. And can you see that that's a crescent too? There is absolutely no way for this crescent, no matter what data has been expressed, no matter what the data, There is no excuse for that data to be expressed like this in these visuals with a crescent like this if this place was a globe. None whatsoever. If anything, you might think a crescent going the other way might be appropriate. Absolutely not this way. And this is what they're expressing. And these guys, they don't care. They really don't care whether people are discussing flat earth or globe. They're showing stuff that's serious and necessary. And that's what the military do. And this, the NEXRAD, it goes through a series of different, I'll tell you what, I'll show you instead of just wrapping up. Where am I?
You will be amazed.
Okay, what I will do is I will show you. Madagascar was was way bigger in OMAP. Yeah, they also didn't have a whole bunch of, tell you what, I'll go back. I'll show you what else.
But the
I'll turn the volume down. They also didn't have a whole series of islands. All the islands of the coast of Indonesia. Of Indonesia. The islands. Come on. Ugh, damn it, I went to the wrong place. So off the coast of Thailand, Borneo, this region here, there's a series of islands between here and this, which is Papua New Guinea. There's a whole series of islands that are missing. I mean, look at this. It looks like those islands might be farther away, in which case that makes it a lot easier to accept my map. Not that they're that far away on my map anyway. But look at the distance. Sorry, let me go back a tiny bit. Look at the distance between Australia and Peru here. And now I'm going to just show you just a second. Am I still screen sharing? Yeah. Okay. So, next generation weather radar, NEXRAD, makes conventional reflectivity observations and also uses the Doppler effect to measure motion of clear air and atmospheric phenomena within storms. The maximum range of NEXRAD is 230 kilometers, 125 nautical miles. Although NEXRAD is land-based, there is some radar coverage offshore. The greatest offshore coverage is along the Atlantic and Gulf Coast. External NEXRAD radar data users can receive products through the Radar Product Central Collection Distribution Service by a variety of means. Visit here and there and all these things. Now, Wikipedia. Let's go to the fountain of knowledge. Where is it? Here, I think. Nope. No. 1 second. Where's the Wikipedia? Here. Okay, who runs this? NEXRAD, or NEXRAD Next Generation Radar, is a network of 159 high-resolution S-band Doppler weather radars operated by the National Weather Service, an agency of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, within the United States Department of Commerce. the Federal Aviation Administration within the Department of Transportation, and the US Air Force within the Department of Defense. These people don't mess, and they don't care what debates are going on or what people are questioning or not questioning. These are serious people. The Department of Commerce, those are serious people. Oh, look at that. Is that the Cutty Sark? It's probably the Thermopylae. And the Department of Defense, they're serious people too. So there you go. You're welcome, Globelings. I'm sorry if I burst some of your bubbles, but it's time you get over the Santa Globe. It really is. It's time you get over it. That's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave now and actually sleep. So it's going to be great. Later, all. Bye. Thanks for hanging out.